The Khoisan people of South Africa offer a window into another world. From their unique art forms to their rich spiritual beliefs, the Khoisan culture is fascinating. With its deep history spanning thousands of years, this ancient group of hunter-gatherers provides us with a glimpse into the past. The Khoisan people of South Africa are an ancient ethnic group with a long and fascinating history. They are believed to be the oldest human inhabitants of Southern Africa. Though collectively referred to as the Khoisan, it is thought that they are two distinct groups, the Khoe and the San. In modern times, and with fractured communities, the names have been amalgamated to identify them as a single group. The San were hunter-gatherers who maintained a close relationship with the environment, needing to read the signs of nature to survive. They traditionally relied on gathering wild fruits and plants, as well as hunting wild game, and therefore led a nomadic lifestyle. It is agreed that the San hunter-gatherers were the first people of South Africa. Paleoanthropologists believe that the San were living in South Africa about 20,000 years before any other groups. Evidence of the San exists in the 20 to 30,000 rock art sites in South Africa alone, from the northern, western, and eastern Cape to the Drakensberg in KwaZulu-Natal. The San were everywhere. The Khoisan, or clique, linguistic family is made up of three branches. The Khoisan languages of the San and Khoe, spoken in various parts of sub-Saharan Africa, Sandawe, a language found in E-Africa, and Hadza, Hadzain or Hadzapi, also spoken in East Africa. Although all the Khoisan languages use click sounds, Sandawe and Hadza are unlike the other Khoisan tongues and are not related to each other. All the Khoisan languages appear to use tones to distinguish meanings, and the Khoe languages and some of the San languages inflect the noun to showcase number and gender. The outstanding characteristics of the Khoisan tongues, however, is their extensive use of click sounds. Listen to the Khoisan language. Many Khoisan have been found to transition into modern ways of life, such as agriculture and herding, which means that their original skills and insights, particularly those related to hunting and gathering, are being lost forever. As they struggle to maintain their traditional existence, the world is witnessing the end of their once thriving hunter-gatherer lifestyle. The Khoisan, one of the oldest and most fascinating tribes on earth, are currently facing a major crisis. Their way of life, which has been preserved for thousands of years, is rapidly disappearing. Their intuition and understanding of the environment around them is unparalleled, and they are able to tune into their surroundings in a way that few other cultures can match. Khoisan are also formidable hunters, with the ability to track animals across vast distances and take them down using nothing more than a small poison-tipped arrow. But their skills don't stop there. Their extensive knowledge on the medicinal properties of plants is nothing short of remarkable, and they have the ability to cure hundreds of ailments using only natural remedies. They have an unparalleled ability to extract nutrients from even the most barren and unpromising plants and to survive in some of the harshest and most inhospitable environments on Earth. The Khoisan are renowned for their extraordinary knowledge and expertise when it comes to the natural world that surrounds them. As their languages fade into obscurity, so too does their identity, leaving them as nothing more than a footnote in the annals of history. Despite being among the first inhabitants of the land, the Khoisan people are now on the verge of extinction, with their rich cultural heritage being systematically eroded by modernity. The threat of losing their enchanting clique linguistic heritage is real as the Khoisan communities continue to dwindle in numbers. Adding insult to injury, the fascinating clique languages spoken by these marginalized groups are not even recognized as one of the 11 official languages in the country, despite being regarded as some of the most complex languages in the world. For they are the guardians of an ancient legacy, one that stretches back thousands of years and that continues to inspire and captivate all who hear it. But the Khoisan are not giving up. They are determined to preserve their culture and traditions, to ensure that their voices are heard and that their history is not forgotten. And even for those who manage to retain their land, the challenges are many, with few resources and little government support to help secure and improve living conditions. Their struggle for land and resources continues, with the Land Restitution Act offering little hope for communities seeking to reclaim lost land. Even the advent of democracy in South Africa has done little to change their situation. Now, many years later, the Khoisan are still fighting to be heard. Despite being recognized as one of the country's first peoples, they are still among the most neglected and forgotten. They quickly became one of the country's most threatened cultural groups. Pushed to the margins of society, their voices drowned out by the sounds of oppression. The Khoisan were forced to adapt or perish, struggling to survive in a world that was rapidly changing around them. Over time, however, the region became hotter and drier, with water and food becoming increasingly scarce. When the Khoisan first settled in southern Africa 22,000 years ago, the land was lush, fertile and teeming with wildlife. But the Khoisan faced another threat that was out of their control: climate change. The arrival of apartheid further pushed them to the brink of extinction, leaving them as one of the most vulnerable cultural groups in the country. The exploitation of natural resources, disruption of grazing patterns, spread of imported diseases and countless conflicts all took a toll on the Khoisan population, causing their numbers to plummet sharply over the years. The settlers didn't stop there. However, they launched direct attacks on the Khoisan people, persecuting them in every way possible. The newcomers immediately laid claim to the land the Khoisan had inhabited for thousands of years. They put up fences and boundaries, denying the Khoisan access to their own ancestral lands. The arrival of the Europeans in the mid-1600s marked the beginning of a dark chapter in the history of the Khoisan. The Khoisan are most renowned for their rock art. Over 20,000 rock art sites scattered across South Africa have given us a window into their world. Found mostly in caves, the paintings were made with natural pigments and are thus seldom well preserved. The linten panel, removed in its entirety and housed at the Iziko Museum in Cape Town, is one of the best preserved examples in the world. The Khoisan used various techniques to make rock art, such as ochre paintings, gouging into soft rocks, and engraving stones. Yellow and red ochres were extracted from the earth, black from charcoal, and white from bird droppings or other animal dung. What they mean and represent, however, has been subject to debate for decades. The history of Southern Africa is steeped in mystery and wonder, with the Khoe and San people taking center stage as the region's original inhabitants. They were true masters of the natural world, living in a delicate balance with their surroundings. These skilled hunter-gatherers were the first known inhabitants of Botswana in South Africa. The San were semi-nomadic, traversing the land seasonally in search of water and game. Meanwhile, the San roamed far and wide, claiming territories that stretched across Botswana, Namibia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, South Africa, and Lesotho. They journeyed from the Kalahari to the Cape, or to the highlands of South Africa, carving a life in harmony with the land. It is said that they originated from Botswana, migrating in search of new pastures. The Khoe were skilled in the art of nomadic pastoral agriculture, tending to large herds of cattle that roamed the plains. In the vast and beautiful lands of South Africa, two distinct groups flourished. It was only later that they combined the names of the Khoe and the San to form the label Khoisan. The colonizers used offensive labels like bushmen and Hottentot to categorize and stereotype this diverse and complex group. However, these resilient people have suffered a barrage of derogatory and hurtful names since the arrival of European settlers. What an incredible journey into the heart of the Khoisan culture. If you found this video informative, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe and ring the notification bell to stay tuned for more informative content. Until next time, cheers and have a good one.